kina muok.
Ndio ile nyingine kwa pale, kwa ile mti mwingine.
Si hapa
oh, hata zile zingine.
Nyingine.
chemicals like
Sizini.
What are nyingine? Hiyo nyingine no.
It's okay.
so
Bodo kwenda.
vile unaona hii na cost ulumu otondo wazili anena lakini we have managed almost 50%. If it's not 50, it's just 40. So
What data is that? Imagine tumesema wewe ndio producer.
Yeah. So in ya control fruit fly.
Yeah, this is the bacteria workshop.
Okay.
And this is so they're entrapped in there, so there's no way they can fertilize the female eggs.
Okay.
Initially, our mangoes will be very strong as a country in the Middle East from the month of August, September. But now Egypt is hit into the same space with Kenya. So they're coming in very strongly in the month of September. Initially 2017, 2018, they will go up to November. But the last 2 years, the 2019 season and this 2020 season, they are pushed up to December. So Makueni mango comes into production in the month of September. So now with the competition that is coming from Egypt, and then you can see their proximity to the Middle East. Within a few hours, they are able to move their product by sea. While Kenya, we are doing our freight by air. Mainly 90% of our mangoes are going by air. Because one of the biggest challenges we have as exporters is the high freight costs. To do shipments by air is very expensive. But again, the variety also we have is apple, so it cannot withstand many days of shipping. So we prefer when we export the apple mango by air, because within 8 hours the product is already in the Middle East, in Dubai. Then from Dubai it moves to different countries within the Middle East.
Our farm is on 180 acres. We have a total population of 10,350 trees at the moment at different stages of production. When we started growing the mangoes in 2013, we were actually targeting the premium markets of the EU, but as we moved along in 2014, Kenya imposed a self-imposed ban because of the fruit fly. We had no idea what fruit fly was, so we ended up partnering with ICIPE, and we've walked the journey with them to date. So we have the production process where we have implemented the integrated pest management to eradicate or to control the fruit fly, which is the menace to the mango production, and also controlling the seed weevil. So with that, for the last 3 years, in partnership with KEFIS as well and ATD, we are actually certified as a low prevalence farm on fruit fly. So we are ready to actually re-enter the mango, the EU market, with the Kenyan apple mango. And with the strides we have made so far, during the 2020 season, we did a dry run in conjunction with ICIPE and KEFIS. We sent our results to Brussels. And after they got the results on the fruit fly, Kenya has been given the green light to export to the EU from 2021. And the only requirement that's not in the country at the moment, but which is in the process of procuring and bringing into the country, is the hot water treatment plant, which is going to be here by end of July, just before the commencement of the 2021 mango season. So yes, we are ready as a country, we are ready as a company to re-enter the EU market. So we, together with the pre-production processes using the IPM, we use traps to control the male population of the fruit fly and the control of the seed weevil, and finalizing with the post-harvest using the hot water treatment plant. Then we have no reason not to re-enter the EU market. So we have the French market, we have Holland, and we have the UK waiting for our mangoes. And we are working also with small-scale farmers around here. So not only are we going to be, we will treat our own, compared to what we harvested last year, about 1,000 tons. Once we engage the community, we already have engaged the community, so in partnership with them we are looking at exporting over 2,000 tons this season from Lower Makueni. And I'd also like to point out that Kibwezi is an off-season area, because we start our production from end of August to mid-November. So that is definitely an area where there's a gap in the international market. So it's a good industry to be in at that particular time, because the giants, India is out of the market at that time, Pakistan is out of the market at that time, and we have Egypt that's really giving us a run for our money in the Middle East market. Since 2014, when we were not exporting to any other country, we were sending to the EU, everything was going to the Middle East. And we've had serious and steep competition coming from Egypt and Sudan in the last 2 years. So now with the opening of the EU, we have more outlets of our mango, and we are hopeful that we have good quality mango.
Where do you export?
Mainly to the Middle East. Middle East, Dubai, Doha, we send to Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Jeddah. Well, we're looking at, in terms of the price, we're looking at an increase of about 20% on the price, comparing the EU to the Middle East. And also we are leaning more towards the EU, because the Middle East is it's a very shaky, it's a very fluid market. There are no systems in place. So when we export our mangoes, we are given all kinds of fickle excuses as to why we are not going to be paid, or the market prices suddenly drop once the consignment gets there. So quite a number of farmers have lost a lot of their money in the industry because of that. But at least in the EU there are systems, and we are hoping that, we're not saying it's a perfect market, but at least there are systems, and when we are sending our consignments there, we have at least an 80% assurance of getting paid. But we'd also like to request the Ministry of Trade and Foreign Affairs, and of course the HCD, which is charged with market linkages, to ensure that they also protect us, because this is commercial trade. It's cross-border trade, so we need a lot of policies that are going to protect us as well. We have a tiny little pest called thrips. That has been our serious challenge last year. In fact, the 10% crop that we lost, we can attribute about 5% of it to the thrips, and this happens during the flowering stage. So what we have done to prevent the thrips during the flowering stage, during the pruning stage, as we prune, we spray the trees and drench the the soil, because that is the incubation ground. So you see where our time goes in. So there's a lot of work that goes in. So we have issues, as Kibwezi Agro, we have issues with the thrips because of the temperatures. They thrive very well because of the high temperatures. We also have issues with being neighbors to the Tsavo East National Park. There's a lot of conflict with KWS because they're elephants, and especially now that it's getting dry, we shall be expecting them here any moment. But we have measures to control the elephants not to come into the farm. The other challenge,
the initiatives that have been put in place from 2020 to date are currently working. It's been established that the levels of infestations have drastically gone down, and I believe moving forward, then the only way to reward the farmers' efforts is to open the market, the EU market. That is an assurance that at least farmers are now more likely to access the EU market once this is done. And since it was a self-imposed ban, then I don't think there's going to be a lot of complications to us, because it was not imposed by the EU. It is us who felt, as Kenyans, who felt that the levels of infestations are high. We cannot just sustain the quality standards that are required by the international markets.